Are you feeling lost? Well, you've come to the right place.
Welcome to Lostish, where we,
Rose Chachko
and Emmanuella
share what it's really like navigating your 20s.
We're two semi-lost girls figuring out careers, relationships, wellness, purpose, and everything in between.
Each week we dive into the highs, the lows, and lessons of chasing your dreams, finding happiness, and learning to embrace the uncertainty.
We're not here to pretend like we've got it all together.
We're simply just figuring it out with you.
Yay!
Woohoo! Welcome back, everyone, to the Lostish Podcast. We are, episode 8?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's 2 months in.
Episode 8, 2 months in. Slow burn, but it's been really good. It's been really fun. And we've been getting some really lovely messages from people saying that they're listening and they're really getting a lot out of it, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And and we're here with another episode on...
Well, this is a part 2 to the episode that came out last week where Rose talked about the beauty of being single, and we said that this week's episode was going to be more about me talking about the beauty of being with the right person in the right relationship.
Yeah.
So it's basically literally the reverse of last week's episode. Rose is just going to throw me a bunch of questions that she thought would benefit you guys in relation to being in the right relationship.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'll answer them. Give you all the goods.
Yeah, we must say Emmanuel's partner is really excited about this.
I told him I was filming it and he was like,
oh, so sweet. No, I think it's nice to have two opposing perspectives because obviously, like I've been in relationships before and things like that, like long term.
But just like last week where I was also going on board with what you said, I think we've both experienced both. So it would be...
Exactly.
It's good.
Very much so to mesh them together and have two separate episodes because people are going to relate to two different people. Some people are going to relate to Emmanuella. Some people are going to relate to me. Some people are not going to relate at all, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I reckon we're just going to get right into it.
Yeah.
No fluffing about because we like to fluff a little bit. Okay, Emmanuella, I just want to ask you, how long have you been with your partner for?
3.5 years almost.
Yeah, wow, that's
long time.
So crazy because we both got into relationships at literally the same time.
Yes,
and Emmanuella is still going strong. Yeah, that's wild.
I know, it's a long time, but yes, going strong,
amazing. So I want to first and foremostly ask you, what does being in the right relationship mean to you, and how did you kind of understand to come to that definition?
Well, I think for me, it's so hard to put it down to one specific definition because, when people talk about, loving someone and being with the right person, it's such a complex thing. But I think for me, it was just realizing how connected I was to this person that it was actually just shocking. Like when I met him, I was like, you are literally the male version of me. Like obviously we have our differences, but it's just crazy how when you're so on the same wavelength as someone, the love just amplifies everything. So I think that's how I knew that I was with the right person. I never had to worry. I never feel like I need to worry about anything.
That is so important. Oh my God.
It's just relaxing. It puts me at ease. I don't feel like I'm, constantly anxious over something that doesn't deserve being anxious over. It's supposed to be.
Which is quite rare because
rare.
A lot of people are very, very anxious in their relationships, and I've experienced that before.
Yeah.
Constant anxiety of like, oh my God, there's it's no reassurance or validation or trust issues.
But you know what? It's not even like that built itself. The trust and the respect and the not having to worry built based on actions.
Actions over words.
It wasn't like we've never said to each other, like, I'm not going to disrespect you. It's just a given.
Yeah.
And once I started realizing that that's what our relationship was built off, I was like, wow, this is great.
And that's so true when you say that. It's actually just a given. Like you should never have to ask somebody to respect you.
No,
and you
me
never
and
should
Rose
have to
actually
expect.
have these conversations all the time where we're like, we're so alike in that sense. Like even though one of us is in a relationship and the other is single, every time someone says something to us or we'll even say to each other and we're like, nah, that's a bare minimum.
Bare minimum. Oh my God. everybody will know that I say bare minimum all the time. He sent me a good morning text. Bare freaking minimum, babe. What do you mean?
I was having a conversation with someone a couple months ago. I actually don't remember who it was now. But they were talking about like, oh, you know, like it's so good that, you know, your partners and you are so loyal to each other. And I'm like, but I don't find that the be all and end all. Like that's just a given. Don't be in a relationship if you don't want to do that unless you've established for some reason that you want an open relationship.
Yeah.
If you're talking about having a solid, stable, steady relationship that's healthy and thriving, being loyal is the bare minimum.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that was just a little tangent we went off. But yeah, I think when I realized that I didn't have to worry and I was at ease and everything just felt comfortable and connected, that's my answer.
And you know what? I actually have nothing else to add to that because that is how it should be.
Yeah.
And I really am really happy for you. I love that. So going off that, I guess, I mean, you know, you are in the right relationship with the right person for you, you know, right now. And I guess a lot of people struggle in relationships to have that balance of like, you know, making time for friends, for work, for career. Like a lot of people are like, okay, I'm in the relationship. I'm going to drop everything and just focus on that person and be with that person. I feel like you're one of those people that has found such a beautiful balance with work, with friends, with career, with travel. And like whenever I'm with you, and you know, it's also quite rare for people in relationships are always messaging their boyfriends, are always doing this or girlfriends and la la la. And it's just like, well, whenever I'm with you, I just feel like you're present with me. Aww, and you're not texting your BF 24/7. I feel like I am there with you in that space, in that time.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, like, how does being in the right relationship impact those other areas of your life, like work, friendship, or your sense of purpose?
You know what? I have a lot to say about this. For me personally, before I even got into a relationship, I always knew that I would want to establish independence by myself and be happy with myself first, that when I got into the relationship, everything would just flourish tenfold, right? So for me, a lot of people ask me all the time, like, how do you have time for all the stuff that you do in your life, balancing 3 to 4 different jobs here and there, being a full-time uni student, making time for my friends so they don't ever feel like just a convenience, balancing a healthy, happy relationship. The time exists, right? And for me, it's very simple. There aren't many people that I prioritize in my life, but for example, like one of my best friends like you, or someone like my boyfriend, you are both a very large priority in my life. And I don't think it should be difficult for me. If I've made plans with you, I'm not cancelling my plans with you. If I've made plans with him, I'm not cancelling my plans with him. And when I'm with him, I'm fully present. And when I'm with you, I'm fully present. I don't think that should be that difficult.
I so feel that as well.
And don't get me wrong. I know there's people that are going to be out there saying like, oh, you know, and look, if I'm with you and something happens with him, I will be there, and vice versa. It's all about just being a good person, being present. It's not that difficult to be a good friend and a good partner at the same time. It's really not. But one thing I will say is you do realize when you are in the right relationship that you actually are prioritizing how many of your friends start flaking you off and start giving you, you know how much I experienced that? Oh, you're always with your boyfriend, you're always all because I got it. And it's not, and this is coming from someone like you literally just said yourself, you're so good at prioritizing. And I genuinely think I am good at prioritizing my friends at the same time as being in a relationship. But it's just funny how you get into a relationship and suddenly all these people's insecurities are coming out onto you, projecting.
It's like pure projection of their own shit.
Don't associate with those people as much anymore.
Yeah.
If at all.
Yeah. So, and sometimes it also comes from jealousy. They see that you're in a happy and healthy relationship. They wish that they had that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like obviously all of us want that, but it doesn't mean that you have to change your behavior or change the way that you act with your best friend.
Exactly.
And I feel like I see you more than a lot of my single friends who literally live like right around the corner from me. You live an hour away from me, and I see you more when we make time.
The time exists. You just have to make it and prioritize. But I think I focused a little bit too much on friendship. I'll talk about the other things as well. In terms of life in general and work as well, I felt like for me personally, when I met my partner, my work ethic also increased and, you know, amplified tenfold. I felt like I try to explain this to people sometimes where I'm like, when I met my boyfriend, I felt like I could still live my own life, but that part of my life had been sorted out. And that's not to say that it was like, you know, oh, I've got the right person now, so I'm just not going to put effort in. No, the effort still very much exists. It's just not something I have to worry about anymore because I know he's my person.
Yeah, and it comes naturally.
So it allows me to also focus on other things as well. So I never felt like my work, you know, had to be subsidized because I had to spend time with him or, you know, whatever. It just works.
And I also just want to add on to that. I think, and this is huge for me in a relationship as well, is to motivate each other and to make each other want to be better. I feel like you and your partner have found a really beautiful balance of like motivating each other.
Yeah.
And that's really important in a relationship because I feel like if I'm with somebody that doesn't have ambitions in life and doesn't support my own ambitions and doesn't want to help me get to the place where I want to be, it's like, well, what's kind of really the point of that? You know, I'm not just going to sit there with you every single day and be with you for the rest of my life without actually having goals, without actually having dreams and aspirations. Never put those aside for your partner.
No.
I felt like I made in previous relationships a lot of sacrifices for my partner and as you should, you definitely need to make sacrifices and compromise for the right sort of stuff. But I feel like if it was one-sided, and I feel like with you, it's very balanced. You motivate each other. You uplift each other. Yeah. He started a podcast. He said, babe, you should start a podcast because you want to do it. 100%. You started it and you support each other through that. Yeah. It's really beautiful.
And it's also really nice when you have like you complete each other as well. Like we're
like
both,
a puzzle.
Yeah, literally like a puzzle. Like I would say, for example, I'm a much more patient person than he is. He gets angry at all the little things. Something little will like tick him off, but then I calm him down. Or he's a lot more disciplined than I am. Sometimes it's effort both ways. It's compromise. It's, you know, understanding each other and just making it work. And if it works, then great.
Communication.
Yeah.
That word, communication in relationships is genuinely the be all and end all.
Yeah.
If you cannot communicate with your partner, you actually can't be together.
No.
And if somebody doesn't want to communicate with you or isn't like reciprocating that communication, there's literally no point.
No.
I have realized how important it is. And for somebody to understand you, empathy. If you feel a certain way, and I feel like you found that balance too, and you communicate, look, I'm feeling this way.
It took a while.
Of course.
It takes a while. But once you earn that and you start to understand each other more and how you both operate, if you genuinely listen to the other person, it can become so strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, dude. Communication and listen. Just listen. Just like be present, dude. Like it's not that hard to be in a relationship and for your partner to say, look, I'm feeling this way because of this. Yeah. Okay. Like I hear you. Let's work through it. Not
you guys need to be on the same team.
Completely ignore
you
it.
You two against the problem, not against each other.
Correct.
Always.
Yes, you're a team.
Yes.
You are a team.
Yes.
Okay, next thing. What are some subtle but powerful signs that a relationship is right that people often overlook? I feel like we've kind of stated the obvious.
Okay,
but
I've got a couple.
Some more subtle things that you're like, okay, this is important that you found in your own experience.
This is something that I say to you all the time. Comfort over fireworks is not a bad thing.
Oh,
for me.
Yeah.
There were undoubtedly there was always, you know, attraction and all of that stuff there. But some people actually nowadays get turned off at the idea of comfort and like, oh, well, there's no spark.
Oh my God, how many times have I said that to you?
You have. And I'm throwing a subtle dig at you here, and a lot of other people that I know will relate to this, because the person that feels at home to you, think about it. This is someone that, okay, I know a lot of people nowadays don't date to marry or don't date for long term, which is very sad. However, in a situation where you know you want to be with this person long term, you don't constantly want to be in a state of stress and anxiety and sparks and fireworks and all of this.
Because sparks actually equals anxiety. My therapist actually said this to me. She was like, when you feel that spark and those butterflies and you can't even breathe it in your chest and like that is triggering your attachment style, and attachment styles will be a whole other episode. That is triggering your attachment, your insecurities, your trauma subconsciously without you even thinking, and you're confusing that feeling with excitement and sparks and sexual tension and whatever it is.
Which exists. If it's the right person, that exists naturally. But I think too often people push these contenders aside because they're like, it's too comfortable. He's too nice. He's, there's no excitement there. And it's like, well, don't you want that?
Yeah.
That should be, I think that's a big sign that you found someone that's right for you, when it just feels like comfort and home. So what else would I say? I don't know.
I like the feeling of, the saying, don't find your firework, find your fireplace.
Yeah.
Because a fireplace is really comforting. It's warm. It's safe. Obviously not when, you have a fire, but like the firework is the thing that you don't want.
Yeah.
Find your fireplace, not your firework. Or what did I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm trying to think of what else I would say. I guess just notice that noticing that you're becoming a better version of yourself. If you feel like your weaknesses are being amplified over your strengths, that's a problem. Because no one's perfect. Everyone has their, bad habits and bad sides, but the person that is right for you will only amplify your strengths and calm down your weaknesses.
And that goes on to my next question, is when you have those hard times in relationships, because no relationship is ever smooth sailing. You do go through troubles, you do go through a lot of things and emotions and disagreements, and sometimes people even break up and get back together. Sometimes that's what it requires. But I want to ask you, how do you navigate those hard times, or have navigated those hard times in the past, to get back to a place where you continue along with your partner?
I have a couple rules with this stuff. So first of all, I'll just reiterate what I said not too long ago, where you have to remember that it's you two against the problem, not against each other. That is such a big thing that I remind myself all the time. And I think another thing that I would say in terms of problem solving is I never want to make decisions or talk about things when we're heated. It's let the nerves calm down. There's actually scientific, your stress response is triggered in your amygdala in the back of your brain. So if you're stressed and making decisions, you're literally in fight or flight mode.
Yes. So, and you're not thinking rationally.
No. You're thinking purely emotionally. The logic is out the window. So I always try to bring myself, which I can do pretty quickly now, bring myself back to, baseline, and then I'll have a discussion. Now, same thing applies for, if I will never go to bed angry as well. That is one rule that I can't do. And don't get me wrong, this is something that we specifically had to work on because, we both weren't perfect. And I think I was especially at the beginning, we've gotten 100 times better now, but especially at the beginning, which I think a lot of people will relate to, is, the issues can be, one person might be agitated so quickly. And for example, he was the type of person that if he got angry at something, he would shut off. And I was the type of person that I was used to, having people come to me and be like, oh, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Which he was not that type of person. So we had to learn that about each other. But I think the one rule that I had sort of classified very early on that I was like, I do not, how I feel about this. I'm never going to go to bed angry. I don't think that's right. If you guys are living together, not that we do, but if you guys are living together, I don't think you should ever, go and sleep in a separate room just because you're pissed off.
Yeah.
You sort it out, because all it's going to do is make you go to bed in a bad headspace, wake up in a bad headspace.
Build resentment
and contempt along the way. And that's just stuff that you don't want in a relationship. But also just just establish that stuff early on, because it actually, that's, for example, a weakness that could be amplified. If you know that, your partner is the type of person that doesn't like going to bed angry, or, they'll go home and cry about it, and you don't want that. Well, sit through, talk about it, even though you might not be in that type. It all comes back to listening, communication, and understanding each other and compromise.
Dude. Like, this is a lot of the times I don't understand how, like, you know, a lot of the times the woman is you know, has that more emotional side to her. I'm not saying all, and the male's a little bit more on the avoidance side and can compartmentalize things, where there's like us as females have that sort of instinct to sort it out there and then and like move past it, because we hold these things so tightly to our chest. Not saying that men don't, but like from my own personal experiences in relationships with men, that's how I felt. I felt like I've always kind of been that person to go to bed upset or, you know, be really emotional about certain things, and the other person didn't want to sort it out in that moment. Yeah. And I understand that. Like, I understand not wanting to sort it out there and then.
Which is fine.
Which is okay considering whichever type of circumstance it is. Yeah. But at least give me the comfort of, hey, babe, we're going to sort it out. Yeah. I'm just heated in that moment. I think let's just sleep on it. We're here, we're a team, and we'll just sort it out tomorrow.
Which is exactly.
Communicate that.
We've done that before. I think one more thing that I'll just say again from my own personal experience, but also something that I just think is so, so, so important. In the 3 years that I've been in this relationship, more even, we don't argue a lot. But the few times that we have, not once do we use disrespectful language, call each other names. I think
that's
all
just
of that
like
stuff,
verbal abuse.
But you know what? I know so many people, our age, parents' age, grandparents' age.
Sad.
Okay, I guess when you're 30 years in married, still.
30, probably like bloody 50.
But at this age, when you're looking for your person, don't put up with stuff like that. Like, that is the absolute bare minimum.
Disrespect.
Not once. And I, you know what? That is something that I know a lot of people have dealt with before, but you should never put up with that. Like, it just comes back down to respect. Once you've lost respect in a relationship, you've lost everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Respect and trust. If you can't trust the person, good luck trying to be with them, because it's just not going to happen. Okay, moving on. I'm going to skip to the last question because we have been going for about 20-ish minutes. But what is one myth about love or relationships that the right relationship in your life has completely shattered?
That love is enough. And I'll explain what I mean by that.
Oh, please go ahead.
So, I used to always be that type of person that was like, oh, love can conquer all, love can do this, love can do that. When I've been with the right person, I've realized that being in love does not constitute being with the right person. Love on its own is not enough.
No.
So for me, I knew that, you know, when I got out of my last relationship and not that I was out searching, but I always knew that my future partner had to be someone where the basis was not love, the basis was connectedness. The basis was someone who our values and morals aligned.
Goosebumps.
Our values and our morals aligned, our outlook on life, our outlook on family, our outlook on spontaneity, what we wanted to do with ourselves. And obviously basic values like respect and how we treated each other and all of that. And then the love would amplify it. And for me, and I think a lot of people like think that love is the be all and end all. Well, if we love each other, then we'll make it work. Well, no, you can love someone and them not love you back.
And you can also love someone and then they go cheat on you. Exactly. Or sleep with other people.
And they'll genuinely still love you, apparently. So I've heard stories.
No, I know.
So I don't think love on its own means you're with the right person.
Because also compatibility is so important.
That's
if you're incompatible, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
And you're going to be unhappy whether you kind of realize that or not.
Yeah. And I don't want this to make it sound like, oh, you know, I'm with this person because I'm only compatible with them and the love just comes.
I don't think it sounds like that at all.
I've never been more in love, but that's come because I established what I wanted first. And when you're both on the same wavelength and have that same outlook on pretty much anything, the love just makes the relationship flourish. And, you know, you can ask someone, you know, why do you love this person? And you'll start listing things, but you can't ask someone, why do you connect with this person? Like, you just do.
Oh my God. Wait, that's actually so true.
It's true though. Like, a lot of people think love
what do you love?
Thing. It's not a thing.
Yeah,
it should be, it's an overarching feeling.
Yes. And it's like you get so many questions about like, oh, why do you love this person? Or what do you love about yourself?
You know,
or whatever.
and you'll start listing, I love this and I love this and I love this. Well, how about you try and find those this things first and then the love will just come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if the person is a good person at the end of the day, and if everything else aligns, the love will absolutely come.
Exactly.
That's a really beautiful point to end on, girl.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
I think both of these episodes have been bangers.
I honestly think so too, guys. And wow, what a way to get to know both of us as well. Yeah, you can let us know.
Let us know if you relate to any of this.
Yes. And if you want us to talk about more stuff about dating, more stuff about relationships, because boy, we have stories. We've got experience as well. Yes, we are young, but, you know, being young doesn't mean you don't have life experience. And I think a lot of people
And we're here to figure it out along the way. Don't forget, that's the whole premise of our podcast.
Correct. Whole premise of our podcast. We're feeling lost, but we're figuring it out.
Oh, yes.
And even you, like, you're in a great relationship, you're in a healthy relationship, but you're still figuring it out.
Oh yeah, every
day.
But that's what I mean. Like, that aspect of my life is sorted, but everything else I'm working on.
Yeah.
So,
no, but I'm saying even in your relationship.
Yeah.
You're figuring out things every day, new things every single day.
Correct. Building, getting stronger every single day. I honestly don't think I've been in a stronger place in my relationship than I have been to this day, today.
That's really, really amazing. And I love that for you. I'm so happy for you.
She does love him, guys.
I do. I actually do. I think he's a good man. Anyway, we're coming to the end of our episode. We're almost hit half an hour, and we've got to film another one right after this. So stay tuned for new episodes of.
Stay tuned, and we love you all. And what was it for we doing?
I was just gonna say, stay tuned for
another episode of
the Lostish Podcast.